Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Okay, so today's episode is a little bit different as for normal ones. Um, and yeah, you guys have seen right. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to take this. So we are busy with sandblasting. Sorry about this, but I'm soaked in here. I'm sweating. Okay, so this here is. I am wet. So this is a sandblasting switch here, right? So I've got this here. I've got my helmet. I've got my oxygen coming to the back here. So you're basically fully sealed up here. It's supposed to be fully sealed, but it actually works quite well. Besides for my shoes, I need to work with safety boots. And we started blasting ourselves. And there's a few reasons why we started doing that. And I'm actually breaking this episode up. I was supposed to do this car only when it's done, but I decided to do it. That's why you caught me. We catching me like this, you know. I've decided to do it while I'm busy with it, right? Because I'm actually leaving certain portions of the car on, so you can see while I'm going through this vehicle. I'm just gonna let this drag. Okay, so one of the reasons why we're doing it ourselves is because before we send the car out for blasting, so firstly it's getting it out onto a dolly, then it's putting it onto a truck and getting the truck to the sandblaster. Number one, obviously costings are there still, but there's damages that come to the car from there. Then the car gets blasted. You can't always go and check up on the car, so you're taking a person's word to say yes, the car is blasted. He comes back here and you find that they can't get to certain areas, or they didn't get to certain areas, like I've shown you in previous videos, and it costs us at least a week, between 1 and 3 weeks, depending on how bad it is, for us to clean up all of that and get back down to metal. That's number one. Number two, I also noticed that they've warping. We had roofs been warped, we have panels been warped, and so on like that. So what happened was we decided to do research on it, and we've been playing with the laser. We've been toying with the idea of the laser paint stripping, laser paint strip removal. The wet blasting, I done a video with you guys early last year. That does not work, and we've got our own blaster in basically. The nice thing about this is that we're able to play with different medias, and we're not delegated to by people and saying this is the only media you can use. So I've met up with a couple of companies as well. I've gotten to know the different medias, and I'm actually playing hands-on with the medias. So this is not, if I take my shoes off now, you'll actually see all, this is not sand, this is glass. You'll actually see all the glass coming out of my shoes now. So we're not listening to what a person says and say, and just going on that. And I found that also with the different medias, playing with different medias, we actually get different results on the finishes of the metal. The metals are cool, right? They're not warping. And obviously you still gotta take precaution, you still gotta hold the nozzle right, you still gotta work with certain pressures and so on like that. Anyway, this is, as I get more into it, as I learn more. Sorry, we're busy, we're shooting outside, right? So it's a booth I have outside. And you'll hear the cars going past, so apologies for that. As we get more into it and we start blasting more cars and I learn more about the media, I'll explain to you about that as well. So for now we're settling with glass media. It is more expensive, but I find it much more durable to work with. Lush, come here quickly. So this is, my pants is falling off here on camera. So I just wanted to stop in here. I left a couple of patches off here, right? This is the Polaris Silver Evo 2 IS that came in. So this car came in October, I think, and we stripped it down October, and we've been waiting for blasting, but I didn't want to blast because of humidity, because we're still busy on that side. But now we're starting to finish up on panel beating and fabrication, and we got space now basically for our next batch of cars, like I explained to you in the last video. So I knew there was an issue in my first video on this car. Yeah, I've picked up an issue. I'm standing with my pants down. And it feels weird. Even though I got shorts on under, but it feels weird. Okay, so in my first video, I explained to you and I said there's something different. There's something happening over here. Right? Put the camera up. So there's something happening over here, and I couldn't put my finger on it, right? Because we saw the panel working out. So we came now and I started blasting. I actually started from the back, but I came up here This was, I don't know why it's a cut and join roof on here. I don't see anything on that side there, so I don't know if it was a repair done on this side. But we're gonna dig in further, right? We're gonna dig in further and we're gonna see. So the first issue is here, and plastered with body filler. So this is, I'll measure this here and I'll get a thickness for you here. It's quite, the body filler is thick. So I left this piece here, I left this piece here. If you come down over here, I left, this is how the back fender is looking underneath the filler. This is how much of filler we've got. Yeah, right. We've got filler here. We've got a whole, basically this whole right hand side is built up with filler. So we've actually got our work cut out fast on this vehicle, but it's nothing new. It's expected, and this is why we're taking precautions of doing our own blasting. And I'm going to explain to you more about this blaster, and I'm happy we've actually got the blaster because we don't have to only use it in the process just for a strip on. I can actually do the cars in stages now. So I can blast off certain areas in stages. I can blast off where we need to, even while they're busy with areas. So like I explained to you, if we pull the section off here and I find not rust but more dirt and we want to clean up, I can actually, not sand, and this is not sand blasting, this is media blasting. I can actually soda blast the panels underneath so it doesn't actually move or interfere too much with the metals. It interferes more with the paint. So what we're going to do is we're going to, I'm going to carry on with the car. I'm going to stop. We'll record areas where we need to record. I'm going to carry on with the car and then we'll end the video basically on an outlay, not an outlay, on a, just a conclusion of what the vehicle is like. We can start doing an inspection on it. And if I'm finding this on here, I think the other side was the front left. That was the other problem. The back left is fine. The front right is fine. I think the other areas, problem area is the front left. So I'm going to carry on the side. I'm going to move over. I'm going to decide now if I'm going to do the doors now or if we're going to blast the doors later. But I think we're actually going to leave the doors for now, right? So we avoid corrosion and all of it. And as we closer to bodywork, then we'll start tackling on the doors. I don't see any major work on the doors as yet, but that'll be at a later stage. So our concentration now is bodywork. Let me do the exterior first, assess the exterior, then I can see which areas we're going to start blasting first. Then as soon as the rotisserie is free, get the car on the rotisserie and I can start getting that rubberize off. And this is what I'm most excited for, is because every time my car came back from blasting, it came with rubberize on and there was always excuses of the sand bouncing back off, and that's the thing, they were using sand. The sand bouncing back off the rubberizer and D&I and all lot of long stories. Yeah, I'm taking it off here. So that's the reason why we play with different meters. So I'm actually excited for that because it makes our welding easier. We get neater welds. We're able to work neatly. We're able to work better from that. So stay tuned, guys. Wait for the end of the episode and let's see how this car turns out. Right. Okay, guys, so I've gotten 3/4 way done with the car, right? This is my third day basically on blasting. So no, let me rephrase it. I got 3/4 way done with the exterior of the body. I've still got undercarriage to do. I've still got interior. I've still got engine bay to do. I've still got the boot area to do, right? So I understand more or less what the guys do now, because we used to send the car for blasting. They used to take about a week, and when I say a week, I mean 4 to 5 days, and that's a guy sitting on it the whole day. I understand why they will cut corners, because it does get time consuming, but unfortunately we can't have any corners cut. So we need to have the areas blasted off that we need, especially the crucial areas. So I'm gonna finish up the video now, and then I'm gonna do another video once we've done the car completely, right? But Okay. I want to conclude this video now, so because I want to get it out. I'm also pushing to get the content out this weekend. It's also good that you can also see the videos getting done basically in sections and not just from start to finish or from start and you're seeing the end. I'm trying to take you through it. It's very hard for us to do any videographing. I would like to actually show you guys what I'm seeing in through my mask, but it's extremely hard to try and record that because I don't have any space in the mask. I got oxygen coming through the mask as well, and I actually wanted to show you guys how what's actually been taking me long on the car. So let's just go through it quickly, right? Okay, so when I was busy with you, I think we were halfway through this panel and I started showing you uh, all the putties and stuff, and I didn't do this area. So we came through the fender. You can see here basically this guy has been. So one of my demons on this car is body filler, right? And I'm in certain areas I'm battling up to a centimeter, which is like here. So like here, I'm battling up to a centimeter of body filler, and that's no exaggeration. There's certain areas where the filler is thin, but it seems like the person came through this car, smeared it with body filler, and started blocking basically the body filler and shaping the car from there. So you'll see here, for example, this is your C pillar coming up here, right? Your C pillar is actually supposed to carry on going straight up here, and yet it's starting to curve from here. So it's been forced in here, and they've basically came and reshaped this panel here. The same thing with the B pillar. So the B pillar is not as bad as the C pillar, but you can see it's forced into place. Then I'm trying to make a of what happened to this car. So I know that there was a cut and join, and I'm wrong here. I was wrong in the first video. I said the cut and join is at the back. Now that we're going through the car, we found the cut and join is actually on the front right hand corner. Right, so the roof was replaced on this car, and then here's the cut and join for the center. Sorry for this section here. They've cut out here, and we found the center line here, and I'm gonna expose that in our next video where the cutoff in the center is. What I'm dreading, right, is going through this interior, because this guy had a whole lot of sound deadening that we pulled out. Now all that rubber is still left on here, and blasting through the rubber is tedious, right? I'm gonna give you an example here quickly. So remember, I haven't blasted anything on the inside here, right? But this is how much of sand. This is the excess sand from here. So this is how much of sand we've used. It's not sand, sorry, this is glass. Zoom in here. So you can actually see this here. This is glass, it's not sand. But we're so used to calling it sand blasting that we refer to it as sand. So this is how much of media is actually left in here. So you can see this side, look that side, look at on the back seat section, and look in the boot. So my mask is still on here. I'm just gonna cut my oxygen off there. Okay, oxygen is off. So okay, so we're battling basically body filler up there. We found the cut and join over there, right? I've done the back area. We moved over to the side here. So I've left certain areas on here for you. This is what I've been battling with here. So if you have a look here, this is how much body filler. This is about half a centimeter with the body filler here. Coming up here, and it's in areas here you can see. You can have a look at the body here. So there's infrastructure issues here on the body, and that's just full. So they just full, and then they try to come and start correcting themselves from there. Here on the pillars as well again. So it seems like the pillars, the body filler starts lessening out onto the roof side, but I'm still left with tons of body filler here on your window frames and so on like that. It wasn't as bad as that, but still a lot. So I've still got to come and do this section out here, move my way through, get to the engine bay. I would like to see what I'm going to find in the engine bay there. And yeah, look, we've got our work cut out for us on this guy. Yeah, look, you can also come have a look here. So if you guys see here, this was all body filler. So I didn't find any rust here, but I started blasting through here. Right, I didn't find any rust on this here. I'm gonna see I'm gonna see what our contingency plan is, or what our repair plan is gonna be on this car. Ideally, what I would like to do is, because of all of these dents here, we can probably sort out from here to the front. From here, I'll be able to sort out to the back here, but yeah, from here I can sort out. But like I've explained in my previous videos, is that you've got your seat backing coming over here and here. I can't get to this area here, right? So there's a possibility that both fenders might come off on this car, and we need to build up both fenders, get them back on. Atul was here. Now I'll show you guys in the next video. The chassis machine is actually set up here. So we've got two cars that's going on the chassis machine, and then this car is scheduled to go. This is actually car number 3. The two cars are quick cars, but this is going to be basically a 1-month car on the chassis machine, but it needs to be cleaned out as well. So I need to get ready for them, and I'm going to take you guys through next week on our next video of how we're going to lock this car on, where we're going to get measurements, and I'll actually be able to pinpoint where our measurements are out on this vehicle on the chassis machine. So we'll be able to identify exactly where we're out, which tower is out, which pillar is out, and I think I'll do that with you guys on the video next. But first I need to just concentrate basically on blasting. So I assume another 3 to 4 days basically on blasting, so it's basically one full week of blasting on this car. Anyway guys, let me know what you guys think about this. I am going to be doing the other vehicles as well, so we're going to be going through them intensely now, and I'm going to be showing you through on blasting, what are we finding on blasting. I'm not just going to show you a shell that's blasted, and make you understand that body filler is not the way to go, right? And this is what our fight is. This is our demon basically in the shop here. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. It's the first of many more to come. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a WhatsApp drop an inbox, drop me a comment in the inbox section, and yeah, enjoy. Cheers guys.